Thank you. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the New Orleans Jazz Museum. I am Ranger Hunter Miles Davis here with the New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park, where our mission is to educate, inform, entertain about the jazz genre in the origins and in the city that it was birthed in. Today we have such a great band on the balcony here. I am here on the drums at the far left of the stage. Then we have Miss Saskia, our Greening Youth intern with the National Park Service. She'll be on vocals today. Besides Saskia, we have Mr. Kerry Lewis. He is on bass. In front of Mr. Kerry, we have Miss Sage, who will be blessing us with her saxophone. And on the far right side, we have Mr. Shea Pierre on piano. Now, again, we are the New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park, and we will be entertaining you all and giving you some background on some of the songs that we're playing. So we're gonna go ahead and start the show with Miss Saskia singing in one of her nice, let's see, was it Portuguese?
Yeah.
All right, so we have a Portuguese song, and maybe you will go through some of the lyrics with us afterwards.
It's a song written by Antonio Carlos Jobim, who is a Brazilian superstar in composing a million bossa nova tunes that became famous worldwide. And this is one of the tunes that gets translated into English and a bunch of other different languages. Because it's, you'll hear it, it's just that great. And this is O Morro Não Tem Vez. And I pretend to speak Portuguese, but I only do it in this song format. So let's go. You got the beat on the rhythm on Such a fun song. All right.
Yeah, give it up for Saskia again. Yeah. So next we have a nice tune. We like to go through different time frames in jazz, and this is one of the standards, if you will. And it's entitled "Deed I Do."
Up here.
Whew. So, that was Deed I Do, sung by many great jazz vocalists, including Miss Saskia now. So,
Come on.
next we have a good tune. Again, all of these, or a couple of these songs, most of these songs that we'll be playing today are what are known as jazz standards. And the cool thing about standards is some of them actually came from movies, well, not movies during that time frame, but the theater world. And then you had a lot of different people, again, covering these same songs. And so this song that we're about to play next has been sung over and over again. But this version that we'll be doing was made famous by Anita O'Day. And so this is going to be titled Just One of Those Things.
Yeah. Can you do that? Ready with that? Yeah. Okay. It was just one of those things, just one of those crazy flings, one of those bells that now and then rings, just one of those things, yeah, it was just one of those nights, just one of those fabulous flights, a trip to the moon on gossamer wings. A bit about the end of it when we started painting the town, we'd have been aware that our love affair was too hot not to cool down. So goodbye, dear, and amen. Here's a hoping we meet now and then. It was great fun, it was just one of those things.
That was a good song. I like that there, Saskia.
Thank you.
So,
Swinging on that. That was featuring Hunter, too.
I was trying to keep up with Mr. Carey there. So, again, we're here with the National Park Service. And the cool thing about the park, I am a ranger now, coming up on my first year being a ranger of the great National Park Service. And Miss Saskia, again, is an intern with us through the Green and Youth Foundation. As you can see, she has an amazing voice and is a very talented musician. Saskia, how did you kind of get started in music, and you know, what are some of your influences that you listen to, or what really got you into jazz?
Oh, well, so I'm from Rome, far, far away, speak Italian, as well as speaking Portuguese, like you heard earlier. And I just listened to a lot of great jazz vocalists. Coming up, we have a song by Billie Holiday, or made famous by Billie Holiday, who has such a distinctive voice, and I would hear voices like hers and Ella Fitzgerald and Sarah Vaughan and Nina Simone, and was just so inspired by how different they all sounded from one another. And I was like, most people, you know, sing, they all sound like, you know, they're in a church choir or like in a Broadway musical, especially like girls who look like me. So I was just inspired of wanting to have my own sound, and came all the way over here to New Orleans to, you know, make that happen, and then play with people like these amazing musicians that have on stage with me. Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome.
All right, you want to cue this next song?
Yeah, we can. This next song, as Miss Saskia was speaking of, was made famous by the Miss Billie Holiday, and this song for me, it's a fun song, but it's pretty smooth, and it has nice lyrics to it. If you listen to it, it's about love, and overall, I think just in general, we all just need a lot of love nowadays. So this song is called "Lover, Come Back to Me."
The sky was blue and high above. The moon was new, and so was love. This eager heart of mine is singing, lover, come back to me. you've gone away. This aching heart of mine is singing, lover, lover, come back to me.
I don't know if anybody wanted any of your lovers to come back, but if so, that was dedicated to you, you know? And hopefully they come back to you. So we have, again, just a wonderful bandstand of musicians here. Miss Sage, this is my first time playing with you, and it's been a pleasure thus far. How did you kind of get started here in the New Orleans music scene, and some of your influences as well?
Sure, yeah. I've been living here for about 12 years now. Moved here from Oregon. There's not much of a jazz scene there, so I decided New Orleans was kind of the place to be. I used to play with this jazz cat named Kenny Reed, drummer, and he had a really great habit of getting kind of sloshed during the second set, and he'd come over and put his arm around me and go, "Sage, have you ever been in New Orleans? You would totally kill New Orleans. You should go there." And so I just decided that was the place to be. And so I went to Loyola for the first couple of years and UNO for the second couple of years, and got my jazz degree doing a lot of jazz music stuff, which was fun. And then lately have been playing a lot with bands like Johnny Sketch and the Dirty Notes, Billy Ayuso and the Restless Natives, stuff like more like funk rock kind of era stuff. So it's nice to get back to the roots of where I started and play more jazz. A lot of influences probably involve like modern jazz tenor saxophonists like Chris Potter and Joshua Redman and stuff. But yeah, I like jazz. I'm into it.
Awesome. So when did you pick up your instrument? Like, how old were you?
I was 10 when I started playing the clarinet, and then I switched to saxophone around the age of 14. And when I was living in Eugene, the scene there isn't great for jazz, but there was this all-teacher faculty group of kind of New Orleans-style, vaudeville-style instrumentalists. And they asked me to come play with them. So at the age of 14, I was like sneaking into bars and like playing saxophone on the side, just trying to get into the scene. It was fun.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Between choosing, I guess, clarinet and saxophone, what really made you choose the sax over the clarinet?
All right, so I don't know if any of you guys know this Disney movie called The Aristocats.
Oh yeah, that's very old.
This is the silliest thing, but I watched it when I was a little kid, and there's that song, "Everybody Wants to Be a Cat," right? That's the tune. I was like, well, I want to be a cat. That's what I want to do. I want to be a cat. And they were playing jazz music, and I kind of got into jazz in that way, and I just thought something about the saxophone sound was just so appealing. So I wanted to do that first. When I went to go learn how to play the saxophone, my teacher said, "Start on clarinet, you'll thank me later." And I was kind of mad about it, but I did thank him later. It made it so much easier to start on clarinet, because it's hard. Clarinet is hard. It's harder than saxophone, that's for sure.
Well, that's awesome. I don't know about you, but that was such a great start. Great start to such a wonderful musician here.
Thank you, Hunter.
Absolutely. And so, as you can see, you know, we all kind of start in our own ways, and we'll get into some more later. But next, we have another song for you, and this one will be has a little bit of a Latin feel to it. We can have some fun with it. It's called "A Song for My Father." These guys like that? That was good? I think it felt good up here. Well, this has been fun. I guess so, yeah. And we're gonna have this next tune. It's gonna feature Mr. Shay Pierre on piano here. This is one of my favorite songs, one of the first songs that I was kind of introduced to. And a little bit background about me. Again, my name is Hunter Miles Davis, so being named after the great trumpeter Miles Dewey Davis III, listening to jazz has been, a part of my life for a very long time. I pretty much, my mom was a huge fan. She's just a fan of music. So interestingly enough, I had a couple options when it came to names. I had Maxwell, then I had Prince, but I'm glad she stuck with Miles because we were able to keep this this great music going. And so again, I was listening to a lot of those tracks at a very young age. I remember she brought me the whole set, the Miles Davis CD set, and it had Working and Cooking with Miles Davis. And so I started listening to those albums just for fun. As a kid, I wasn't really thinking too deeply into what the music was, but of course it was interesting to have a 5-year-old listening to Miles Davis just for fun. So I was able to find this love of jazz and of music in general at a very young age, and so now I'm here with the National Park Service. But interestingly enough, again, I started listening to those albums, and In a Sentimental Mood was not on that collection. However, it was on a collection that one of my second grade teachers, she presented to me. She said, Hunter, I can see that you love music, and I'm a huge jazz fan as well, so I have this whole compilation. Now, it was back in the day where you used to burn CDs and make almost like a mixtape, if you will. And so I had a whole compilation of songs, and I had no idea what the song names were. They didn't come with any names. They didn't come with any artists. So I had no idea who they were by. But I just listened to it over and over again. So I would be like, oh, all right. So track 2. I think that sounds like da-dee-da-dee-ba-dee-ba, but that's all I knew. So I could just basically tell you what I was listening to based on the track number. And so again, In a Sentimental Mood was number 3 on that track list, and again, 3 is my favorite number, and it became one of my favorite songs. So, Mr. Shay, I'm gonna ask you to do your thing on this one, brother. Man, that was amazing. Wow. Give it up again for Mr. Shea. I think he beautifully captured that sentimental mood that was supposed to be presented by the great song. So again, that was just one of my favorite songs just listening to growing up, just because of how mellow and how serene it is. If you close your eyes while listening to that song, it really took me back to a place where I was a child. So thank you for that, Mr. Shea. Now we are coming to a close to our set, and we want to thank you all for joining us here today, again, at the New Orleans Jazz Museum. We have one more song for you all, and this song is important, and it's a fun song to play, one, but it's important also because as we are living life day to day, we have many different challenges, but it's always good to know that, one, we can rely on each other as people, and two, knowing that we need each other in order to make it through. So this next song is about love, peace, and being together as one. And this song is entitled "People Make the World Go Round."
Trashmen didn't get my trash today. Oh, why? Because they want more pay. buses on strike wanna raise the fare. So they pollute the air. But that's what makes the world go round. The ups and downs, a carousel. Changing people's heads around. Go underground, young man. People make the world go round. Go round and round and round. Wall Street losing dough on every share. But they're losing it on longer hair. Big men smoking in their easy chairs on a plastic rug without a care. But that's what makes the world go round. The ups and downs, a carousel. Changing people's heads around. Go underground, young man. People make the world go round. Yeah, round and round and round and round.
Thank you all again
Thank
for
you.
joining us here at the New Orleans Jazz Museum. I am, again, Hunter Miles Davis, arranger with the New Orleans Jazz National Historical Park. Miss Saskia on vocals.
Thank you.
Miss Sage on saxophone. Mr. Pierre on piano. And Mr. Lewis on bass. Thank you again for joining us. And join us here next week, same time, same place. Thank you.